Jai Hind, everyone. After pumping billions of dollars in the China-Pakistan economic corridor and tasting failure in that, China has now been proposing a similar project to gain access to the Bay of Bengal and has now been approaching the eastern flank after proposing another trade corridor through Bangladesh and Myanmar. In the recently concluded visit of the Bangladeshi Prime Minister Tariq Rahman to China, I think China has not left any stone unturned in ensuring that Bangladesh also becomes an economic slave of China. After having the defense ties, China has now proposed a similar economic corridor as the CPEC. But these proposals or these infrastructural developments would ensure only one thing, that China would become the economic supervisor of Bangladesh. And at least for a few decades, the Bangladesh economy would now be dependent upon Chinese. So moving further, we will be discussing all of these things, that is this newly proposed China, Bangladesh, Myanmar corridor, is this CPEC 2.0, or how will China navigate itself through this corridor, which is possibly planned through the world's highest militarized zones and also one of the most unstable zones in the entire world. So starting off with this session, we will also be discussing about its implications on India as well as the challenges that China would face. Before moving ahead, let me remind you that our next batches, complete English GS Foundation batches in our P2I batches, will be launched on 7th of July. All of our batches are launched upon the SMART model of preparation, and you just need to use the code SRM Live to avail maximum discount and get the best price for your UPSC preparation. Moreover, you can also get all of these PDFs along with my SMART NCRT series PDF on my Telegram channel, Sharad Mudgal _StudyIQ. You can directly scan this QR code and get access to my channel. Now, moving ahead, the bigger question that comes up here is that what is the root of this project? Through this project, China is now planning to connect the Yunnan province of China to Bangladesh through Myanmar. So this project aims to run from Kunming and would reach Bay of Bengal through Myanmar and Bangladesh. This project would expand the Belt and Road Initiative and would improve access to the Bay of Bengal, strengthen China's influence in the South Asia region, and would deepen economic integration with Bangladesh as well as Myanmar. So in this situation, the Bangladeshi officials have now started to feel that this is something which will give a great boost to Bangladesh economic as well as the trade infrastructural development, but they do not see this anywhere as a threat to the sovereignty of Bangladesh, because like Pakistan, Bangladesh is now en route to become an economic slave of China. Moving further, if we see, is this really something new? No. Now, this project is not a new initiative. Previously, China had also proposed a project by the name BCIM, Bangladesh-China Economic Corridor. Now, this BCIM project was shelved due to India's lack of interest after India distanced itself from this after the border tension, and it was due to this that BCIM had gradually lost the momentum. Now China has been reviving this idea only without India. So new proposal is China, Bangladesh and Myanmar. Now this project also has got some strategic reasons, okay, and why China is doing this, because through this China would explore an alternative access to the Indian Ocean. Now, China aims to reduce dependence upon the Malacca Strait and provide another route to the Bay of Bengal. Secondly, it would help China expand its strategic influence. Stronger partnerships with Bangladesh and Myanmar would happen, okay, and this in future will give a greater regional leverage to China. Now, Belt and Road expansion. So this project will be another flagship connectivity project after the CPEC. And this is the reason why India as well as US okay, they will be keeping a close eye on this project. Next comes the aim to counter India's regional influence. Now, China, with such projects, wants to increase the dominance of China in this region. Now, such projects would create strategic depth around India's eastern neighborhood, okay, and would also help to create a pressure in and around the chicken's neck, okay. Lastly, it would have the economic and military utility. So, like other BRI projects, if China builds up infrastructure today, they will be able to negotiate a trade tomorrow in this region. And then they will be able to take the strategic leverages later on. The question comes up is that why should India be concerned? First and foremost, the greater Chinese presence India's around India's northeast. Okay, so the Siliguri corridor has always been a bone of contention. Okay, and this is something that China directly or indirectly has always put up to blackmail India. Along with this, this would increase influence in the Bay of Bengal region and would also enhance connectivity close to India's eastern border. And upon India's eastern border, we can already see that Bangladesh as well as Myanmar, they are undergoing unstable regime changes. And still, these regions have been very hot bordering regions for India. Moving further, India's strategic response. So India has already been working upon its infrastructural development in this region. The already going on Kaladan multimodal transit transport project, the Indo-Myanmar Thailand trilateral highway, and the Northeast connectivity projects are already going on. India has also been strengthening its diplomacy with Bangladesh and Myanmar and has been very closely working upon its Act East policy. These, even though this project has got a security concern, okay, India has already been working upon developing its border infrastructure, maritime presence in the Bay of Bengal, and also the Northeast development is the highest on the government's priority. Okay, moving further, what about the Indo-Chinese diplomacy, or what about the Indo-China relations? Okay, in case of this, China has already been building CPEC in the west, okay, CMEC in Myanmar, and they have been proposing the CMBC. So together with these projects, China now aims to expand its strategic footprint around India. Moreover, this also reflects China's broader strategy. With this strategy, China is first proposing connectivity, then is targeting the economic influence, then the strategic presence, and with this, the China would like to create a dominance in the South Asia region and would also plan to take geopolitical leverages in tough situations. But this would not come very easy for China. With this, China has to face some challenges. First and foremost, the political instability in Myanmar. Okay, so security becomes a greater issue. China has to face similar issues while they have been working upon CPEC project with regard to the region of Baluchistan. Okay, now similar concerns are there before China. In this security concerns in the conflict affected region, financing and implementation challenges are again very real due to the first reasons. Okay, now China throughout the development of the project would require sustained cooperation from Bangladesh as well as Myanmar. Okay, but all in all, if we see, okay, this project has got huge strategic relevance. Okay, so the question begins: is this CPEC 2.0? Okay, the bigger question is this CPEC 2.0? So to be very clear, not exactly. Unlike CPEC, this corridor does not pass through any disputed territory. Okay, CPEC was running through the Indian territory that has been illegally occupied by Pakistan and now also China. Okay, however, this could become a major strategic corridor on India's eastern borders and would increase China's economic and geopolitical influence in the Bay of Bengal region. Okay, so for India, the Immediate response should combine stronger neighborhood diplomacy. India should also work upon India should very fastly work upon its connectivity projects. Okay, India should now prioritize the Northeast infrastructural development and should also simultaneously work upon the maritime and border security. Now, along with this, diplomacy will play an important role, and India must have deeper engagement with the BIMSTEC as well as the ASEAN countries. Okay, so one thing that is clearly understood: the economic corridors are not just trade routes; they are now the instruments of geopolitical influence. Okay, and with this China's proposed China-Myanmar Bangladesh economic corridor, it signals that China's intent is to deepen its presence along India's eastern neighborhood, and simultaneously, China is also planning to complement its existing Western connectivity through CPEC. Now, whether the project materializes or not, it is highlighting an emerging strategic reality for India. India has now to face competition, high competition in South Asia. Okay, and this competition in South Asia is being shaped by infrastructure, connectivity, and economic diplomacy as much as military power in this region. Okay, so please do let me know what all are your views upon this development and how Bangladesh and Myanmar would now be affected, influenced by China. Okay, again reminding you about our 7th July batches. So complete English GS Foundation batches will start from 7th July. You just need to use the code SRM Live to avail maximum discount. You can get access to all my PDFs, annotated PDFs from my Telegram channel. You just need to scan this channel and get access. Along with this, daily at 3 p.m. I am running a Indian polity smart NCRT series. In this smart NCRT series, I'll be covering all NCRTs of class 6 to 12th relevant to Indian polity, and this will help you to build a strong foundation of Indian polity for your upcoming UPSC exams preparation. Clear? So this was all from my side today. We'll see you all in the next session. Jai Hind.